everyone, my name is Nyla and welcome to Primrose in Winter. So I had this fabric for like a year now and I didn't know what I was going to do with it, and I actually didn't know what I was going to make with it when I started filming this DIY, but it turned out to be a baby doll dress. I think that's what they're called, I don't know. It's just a dress that's like really free and airy, and it has pockets! Yeah, I mean pockets. I don't know, am I the only one who like gets excited when I find a dress that has pockets? Like, it's like the best thing ever, because you just have space to put your stuff in and you don't have like a bag. You don't need a bag. But yeah, so this is a DIY baby doll dress with pockets and sleeves. So I hope you enjoy. All you really need for this DIY is 2 yards of lightweight fabric. I'm going to start off by cutting out the bodice piece, which goes from your shoulder top to mid-chest. That's going to be the width. Mine was 10.5 inches. The length is just your chest measurement, and mine was 44 inches. To make things easier, you can get these measurements from a shirt or dress that fits you well, but if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, I'll just show you exactly what to measure. So you're going to need to measure shoulder width, your bust, aka your chest, starting from underneath the armpit, and the length from your shoulder top to your bust. So just fold the fabric in half. My shoulder width is smaller than my bust, so I'm going to mark where I want the dress sleeves to be. I'm going to be using this other dress as a reference for the sleeves. And to make sure that the sleeves are exactly the same, I'm going to fold the bodice in half once again so that there are exactly 4 pieces of fabric right on top of each other. In the end, you should have 2 bodices, the front and back. Next, I need to make the neckline. Again, you can use a reference top, but I'm just going to do it freehand. The only things you guys need to remember is that your front neckline should be a bit lower than your back neckline, and when you cut out the neckline, the straps of both the front and back should match up when placed on top of each other. And as a side note, for any fabric that you cut out for this dress, you should add on inches for the lining. The bias tape is just some fabric that you sew on around the raw edges to finish them off. You can skip this step, but it's a nice touch. The skirt for this dress is a ruffle skirt, which can be very tricky to do, but I'll just show you my method of doing it. I'm going to actually sew on 2 very loose parallel lines close to the edge where the bodice and the skirt will be sewn. So you want the thread to be extremely loose, and you're going to leave on some extra thread on both ends of these 2 parallel lines. And as you can see, those are my parallel lines, and that's just the extra thread that I have on both ends of the skirt. And now I'm just going to break the skirt into sections by folding it in half 3 times. These sections should be around 4 inches, but it can vary depending on how wide your skirt is. And now I'm just going to mark off these sections using pins, but you can use chalk or any other writing utensil. Again, I'm just using these pins as placements for the sections. I'm not actually pinning the fabric to anything. And you should repeat this process for both the front skirt and the back. I'm going to do the same thing to the bodice, and the sections on the bodice piece should be smaller than the sections on the skirt. So now it's time to create the ruffles. I'm just going to pull the thread on both ends of the skirt and then even out the ruffles according to the sections. And as you can see, when you line up the bodice to the skirt, the sections should match up. If they don't, then you have too many ruffles and your skirt will probably be too tight for the dress. Sew along that line, and now you have your front and back of your dress. So the next step is to connect the front and back by sewing along the straps of the dress. And for this dress, I decided to add sleeves. Basically what I did was I took the extra fabric that I had and traced the armpit of the dress. And you can totally skip this step, but I like to add sleeves. And this is what it looks like with the front, back, and the sleeves all sewn on. Making a dress is like building a puzzle piece. I also decided to add pockets, because why not? I mean, what girl doesn't want pockets on her dress? It's amazing. But basically, I just traced the pockets of this other dress that I had. It's a weird, like, demented ear shape, but basically make 4 of these shapes and sew 2 of them together to make 2 pockets. To make your life easier, just sew on the pockets before you close up the dress. On the camera, the dress is inside out with the front of the dress facing the camera and the back of the dress on the table. I placed my pocket on top of the dress so that the back of the pocket is going to be sewn onto the front of the dress, and the front of the pocket is going to be sewn on to the back of the dress. So like I said, sew on the pockets before you sew anything else on. I just found that to be easier than trying to navigate this. And make sure that when you sew, you're very careful not to close up the pocket, because that would defeat the purpose of having them. This is what it looks like all sewn on. I love pockets. They're so nice. And once you've sewn on the pockets, the next step would be to close up any raw edges that you have. So line your sleeves, line the bottom of your skirt, and finally just sew the dress closed. So that's actually a dress. If you liked this DIY, please show me some love by subscribing down below, or give this video a thumbs up so that I know you like these types of DIYs. If you have a DIY idea, please comment down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!